everyone, I'm delighted to be here in Guillaume's shop with Guillaume here in Bern. It's a fantastic place. I love this place. It's maybe one of my favorite places in Bern and in Switzerland actually.
Thank you.
So welcome and thank you Guillaume for having us.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to my shop. So obviously there's a good chance you don't know about my shop. It's located in Switzerland at the capital, which is Bern. In the old part of the town, and my shop is a bit unique because it's located -1, not at the street level, and that's where I do my thing, which has to do with collectible fountain pens and watches as well, repair service, and a bit of jewelry as well.
So you have for us a selection according to Marcelo's different category, which is new recruit, veteran, and 5-star general. So let's start with the new recruit. If you want to get started in the world of fountain pen, first, good luck. Where should we get started?
Yeah, it might be a bit confusing in the beginning. That being said, there's so much resource online that you can rely on to get an idea of what it could be. If you want to jump in the pool, I would suggest you to go on one of those websites that we know about, where you can find lots of things from Asia, and get yourself a Jinhao. Those are excellent starter pens. We're talking a few dollars and up, shipping included. And the greatest thing that I tell my customers is the following. There is no correlation between the writing quality of the pen and its price. Unlike with watches or cars or anything else, where you got to spend a bit to get a decent quality, perfumes as well, I assume, this is very much less the case with fountain pens. So those starter pens are great. You have a steel nib. Most of the time they are fine medium, which is just great to start with. If you don't know what that means, when you write with a fountain pen, the line width is very important. So it has to do with readability. Of course, it has to do with the culture you grew in. People in Asia are more prone of using a fine to an extra fine line. And here in Europe, if you want to write your name on a big contract, you need a pen that writes super broad to give you a good impression, right? So these are great starter pens. They come in many different colors. You can mismatch the caps, and they are just great.
Perfect. So moving on.
Yeah. So these starter pens, they come in many different materials. Most of the time, it's either metal or plastic, resin. This one is made out of wood. It's slightly more expensive, and it has a great simple and sleek design. Of course, this is an homage to one of the Japanese brands we love so much, which is Namiki, or Pilot for the subcategory. A very sleek clip, and the cap is screwed. It gives you access to the nib. By the way, most of these pens would use either a cartridge system or a converter. This is a small pump. So basically you plug the thing, you go into the ink pot, give it a couple of turns, it sucks the ink in just like a syringe would do, and there you go, you're ready to write.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's very elegant. This one is very elegant. It looks gorgeous, to be honest. Like it's quite amazing to believe that you can have this kind of very simple design for so cheap. It's really incredible.
What I love the most about that pen has to do with the haptics. I'm not a big fan of metal section where you put your fingers, because with the girth, then it tends to be a bit slippery. We'll see that with another pen then after. And that wooden pen is just great in hand because it gives you a different experience. It's a satin finish, and it's well balanced, and that's something you should should pay attention to, in the sense that if you like all the way to the front, or if you like heavy pens or balanced pen, it is up to you in the end. So what we want as dealers is you to get involved with fountain pens. Start with cheap stuff. If you don't like them, you can give it to your dog to play with, or friends. and move on to the next. It's not going to break the bank.
Exactly. So if you want something a bit more serious, a bit more down to earth, we have.
Yeah, so if you like pens that have no emotions, you can go with German products.
I stand by that statement.
This is a no-nonsensical approach, PVD treated. It's a brass body, steel brushed clip. It's a very simple design. You get to put the cap at the back to make it a bit longer. It does the job. And the greatest thing about that product, it rides great, but the best thing, it does not attract attention. So if you are in an environment where you don't want to make a statement, if you are with clients and there's no need to impress them with anything, or you don't want this to be the topic of the meeting, because you got to talk about more serious stuff, then this is the kind of pen you could take with you.
Yeah, that's something that you can lay on your desk, and even if several people are working around you, no one will probably want to steal this one, but you never know.
Touch wood.
Touch wood, yeah. It does not attract attention.
No.
And on the opposite side of the spectrum, we have something that does attract a bit of attention.
Exactly. So you get pretty much the exact same thing with that brand, which is Caran d'Ache, our Swiss national brand. I love a lot of the features this pen offers. First, it's a clip cap. There's no threads, unlike the first three products we saw. So if you want to use it, you just pull it out, put the cap at the back if you want. So it goes for the Lamy, same thing. And it's lightweight, and it's a hexagonal body. So if you want to roll it on your table, it's gonna stop there.
It's almost like cat-proof.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that one won't get damaged, and if it's at the bottom of your backpack or your lady purse, it will glow in the dark.
Fantastic. It's also like it's worth mentioning that Caran d'Ache is like a direct translation of pencil.
Yeah, that's correct, in Russian.
And that everything in this fountain pen is reminiscent of a pencil. It has like this hexagonal shape,
Yes.
as you mentioned. Even the logo at the tip is reminiscent of an uncut pencil. So you have like the
lead in the center.
lead in the center, exactly.
That's correct.
That's really a very, very nice fountain pen that does attract a little bit of attention.
But it's more fun colors.
Exactly, it's fun. It's way more fun than the German counterparts.
And it's actually a very good writer as well, and it's well priced. The design comes from already 100 years ago. If you look at the very early pencils made by Caran d'Ache, the whole body was already in a hexagonal shape. So those are the brands I have a lot of respect for, because they are true to the DNA. They still can evolve and provide new takes on writing instruments or whatever that is, without destroying what's been made in the past.
Cool. And the last selection for this new recruit.
Yeah, we have another brand here that is getting more and more recognition on the market, and I'm very happy with the quality of these products. The brand is called Gravitas. You have from entry level to higher range of products, and what they are really great at has to do with the machining and the designer of these products, Ben Walsh, has been really pushing it to the limits for the last years. There are great novelties, new filling systems. They also work with the industry for different brands. And that pen is very unique because it has two features. Probably you have noticed with the grip how it is.
Yes, absolutely. The grip is, what's the word again?
Milled. It's milled.
Milled,
yep.
yes.
So you have a metal grip, metal section, but it's not slippery. It's not a smooth surface. It's actually milled. So you have a better retention in your hand. And if you tend to sweat a bit from your hands, as I do, this is still a pen you get to use and have comfort with for longer writing sessions.
It's very minimalistic. It's really, really gorgeous looking fountain pen, to be honest. And I have noticed like also the very small logo, which is like carved on the surface of the capuchon. And it's really like it's quite hefty actually. It's really like you can see that they put the conception around the idea of machining, of industrial,
absolutely,
almost steampunk kind of approach.
Well, I would not call that steampunk, but industrial, of course. The company is actually assembling the parts in Romania. It's established in Romania, and the parts are produced all around the world, so as to reduce the pricing as much as possible. And these are great products from that brand. And if you're not in the mood for Kaweco or for Twisby, that are ever so famous and are actually great beginner pens as well, you could consider one of these brands. Why not?
So what's the price range from this Ginao to this Gravitas?
So we are starting around a couple of dollars to 70 ish for such an item. Of course you can find cheaper, of course you can find more expensive. It has very much more to do with the branding at that level and also the filling system. You will have noticed all of them without exception are cartridge or converter based. If it comes with an integrated filling system, it comes not with a premium, but you got to pay a little bit more because there are more parts in it, and from a machining perspective, it takes a bit more work.
Okay.
That's normal.
Perfect. So moving on from the new recruit to the veteran.
Moving on.
Moving on to the veteran category. Let's start with the price range. What is like the price range for a veteran category amongst fountain pens?
For me, veteran all goes down to one feature, which is the nature of the alloy used for the nib.
Okay.
For me, a veteran must have a gold nib, whether it's 14 karat or 18 or higher up, but it must have a gold nib.
What's the difference between a gold nib and a stainless steel nib?
That's a very polarizing question. So the long answer is no difference. What really matters is the thickness of the lamination of the metal. The thicker the sheet of metal, the more stiff the nib is going to be. It also has to do with the architecture of the nib, whether the sides are ground and it's a long and fine tip, so that brings more flex and softness. People say gold nibs are more soft, a bit more flexible. Not always. It's a matter of thickness of the metal and architecture of the nib. That's it. You will find from war era with Montblanc steel nibs that are super flex and incredible to use. So once you have experienced that, you will get rid of what you think you know and go back to reality.
So of course having a gold nib is going to increase
it's more
the
prestige,
price.
of course.
It's more prestige, but it's also like a bit more expensive. So what's the price range that we are talking about?
Right.
Here?
To answer your question here, let's say it could start around $200 to $400 dollars for that veteran collection that we created. And of course, you will find cheaper options online or more expensive. But altogether, we are talking about quality here that has to do with the gold nib. It also has to do with the filling systems that add a bit of a premium when it comes to pricing.
So if we get started with this one, very serious, very reminiscent of like businessman signing contracts, very important contract.
So torpedo shape is a thing from the late 20s, 28, 29. Before that, most of the fountain pens were flat tops, flat bottoms. And this pen is from the brand Platinum. It's a model 3776. And it's one of the best sellers here at Watch and Write in my shop. And I would exclusively order ultra extra fine nibs. Recently, the brand announced that the model is going to be discontinued.
Oh no.
And that's a sad thing. So if you don't have one, I suggest you go and get one.
Okay.
Those ultra extra fine nibs are something so amazing because when it comes to calibration, most collectors would complain with the modern brands, American brands or European brands, because whether they announce a fine or medium or broad, it kind of writes like a medium. Here with Japanese brands, they are way more strict when it comes to calibration. And when they announce extra fine or ultra extra fine, they stick to it.
Fantastic.
And it's also one of those great nibs that if you have a light hand, they will provide for you and they will give you the greatest writing experience. It's not scratchy at all. And that's just great.
Fantastic. Moving on, we have like something a little bit less serious.
Exactly. So for the people with classic tastes, this is a Pelican. I think it's an M400 or 600, can't remember. Pelican has been on the market from the 20s onwards with fountain pens, most of the time with integrated filling systems such as piston. That comes with a premium. You have a gold ring to the front. The greatest thing with those Pelican pens is you get to remove the nib. The whole unit unscrews, so you get to swap it, or if you want to clean it or rinse it. I like this feature. Very few brands have that. And it's a classic approach with Pelican. The design has not changed so much over the years. It started in the 30s already with those striped bodies or with a marble kind of effect. Most of the time they were green. And here it's a bit tacky, golden blue. I like it.
Yes, it's really looking nice. It's really like if you want something which is super reliable and super nice as well, this is really like a classic. Actually, if you are even a little bit into fountain pens, I'm pretty sure that you would have recognized this one from afar, because this is like, it does not get as more classic as this.
It's very classical and it's very reliable, and as a matter of fact, the older you go with Pelican, the better the nibs are. Just like Moulin. We'll talk about that later.
The third one is a bit of a surprise, to be honest.
Yes, 1964 Olympic Games in Tokyo, and Pilot came up on the market with that pen that we call vest pocket or capless. As you can see, it has no cap. It's push activated. You push at the back. If you are into fidget spinners, this might be good for you. And the way to fill the pen is very easy. You have a cartridge or a small converter here. You pop the cartridge, put it back into place. It's also easy to rinse. And that's the greatest thing ever from people that are tired of ballpoints. This is what we call in French produit d'appel. We'll translate this into English. So when you click, the nib gets out.
This is fantastic, because it's true that like when you think about fountain pens, you have like the idea of cap.
There's always a cap laying around, and
it looks kind of like it has a cap, but people would probably like try to unscrew this to get access to the nib. But there is like this secret opening. So I guess that once you open it like that, like this, the clip does not get in the way of writing. Actually, I was a bit worried that what are you supposed to do with that? But it does not prevent you from writing at all.
That's an interesting remark. Personally, I love the product. I love the way it looks, but I can't write with it. Okay. For me, my approach is more love and hate kind of relationship. The way I grip the pen, and that is up to you folks. There's no rule. You do it the way you do it, and there's no comment about that. As you can see, the clip is on the top where the nib is, so you get to put it in your vest pocket, and it's not gonna dry out, it's not gonna leak on your jacket, and that makes a very nice veteran range reliable pen.
Very original, very original. Let's move continent from Pilot to another one, classic brand.
We've seen the classic German taste. We've seen already 2 products from Japan. Here is one from Italy. It's one of those brands that collectors love so much, and it's a bittersweet story. I can't recall how many times the brand went bankrupt and then they started again. It's kind of a running joke in the industry, but those late 80s, early 90s Omas, which is from a brand from Bologna, are very, very good writers. Integrated filling system, it's a piston, solid gold nib, and you don't have a hexagonal body here, but it's more like
12-ish.
Ish facets, sfaccettata, as we say in Italian. And that's a great design. It's very reminiscent of what they used to do in the 30s. And this is a limited edition for they call it Bibliothèque Nationale, for Paris.
But you find them almost everywhere. Well, not this specific model, but like a...
Well, with Omas, they came in many shapes and forms, but if you buy a pen from the 80s or the 90s, it's a safe bet because they are still made from cotton resin and not from acetate. If you go with celluloid, we can cover this topic later, but there are a few colors you should be worried about because they have gases over time and the material gets brittle and then it's destroyed and it will contaminate with your other pens. But we can keep that talk for another time, or you can drop your comments in the DMs or send us emails, info@watchandwrite.com, or
start nerding out on Instagram as well.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So, last piece for the veteran collection.
Let's go back to Japan because for this veteran collection, I think the Japanese brands have so much to offer. And it's kind of a shame, really, because once you have a taste of it, there's no going back to other brands, at least from my experience. So, well, that's your pen. So
this is
let's talk about
my
it.
fountain pen. Yes, absolutely. That's one of my first veteran fountain pens. It's a Sailor. So the brand is Sailor, which again, if you know about fountain pens, you know the brand Sailor because it's kind of a classic. And this one is a Sailor Real Low, I guess, 9, which comes in a few colors, I think as well. This is, I cannot remember, I think it's
21 karat.
Yes, 21 karat gold nib, which is super smooth. It's also like a piston filled mechanism, so you dip it into ink and you just turn this, twist this little part, and it sucks the ink in. And it's a very light fountain pen. It's not too big, it's a regular size, and it's a fountain pen that I use every day.
It's beautiful. It's a restrained kind of design,
and it's the first fountain pen that has an ink window.
Exactly, which we don't have with Pelikan, or sometimes you get to see through. I love demonstrators pens that you can see through.
Yes, you can see the ink. It does have the same kind of peaceful experience as watching an aquarium of something. Just watch the bubble goes, and you're just lost in your thoughts.
And you remember which color the pen has,
and you
which is great.
Absolutely, yes.
So if you are a beginner with pens, there are so many ways to approach the topic. Some of my clients would solely use ink colors that are a match with the color of their pens, or they would always use with days of the week. They say Monday is green, Tuesday is blue, Wednesdays, well, you name it. So it's up to you, but it's great fun altogether.
Yes, it's a really great selection. You can find, I'm sure among even those five items, you can find something to give you ideas.
Yeah.
So moving on to the 5-star general. That's the moment where we are going to put on gloves. Yeah,
we got to put the gloves because these items are precious. You don't want to damage them.
Absolutely. So let's see what we have there. So white gloves on, because we are going to manipulate some very high-end fountain pens. You started with a cheap Chinese, you were satisfied, you decided to move to the veteran with a Pelikan or an Omas, and now you are ready for the big bucks and the outstanding writing experience.
Big pens for big boys. Going back to your expression, cheap Chinese, these dudes, they know how to work, they make great products. It's just a matter of how much you want to pay for the quality of the wares. But really, this industry has proven again and again what they are capable of, and no disregard to these entry-level pens.
No, absolutely not. I have some of them actually, and I do like them, and they are very reliable. But we still love our...
All right, so if you are in the game already, down the rabbit hole, and you spent a few hundreds on pens, at some point you will tell yourself, "Ow, I need one of those Meisterstück Mont Blanc." We don't pronounce the C letter in the end. It's not Mont Blanc, it's Mont Blanc. I'm sorry, I got to say it because I find it a bit cringy if you don't pronounce it the proper way. So that's plexiglass plastic. They call it precious resin. It's nothing precious altogether. It's just a good density quality resin that's nice to polish. Here with gold trims, It has a big nib, and it's a good writer with the integrated filling system, which is a piston. And you get to see the ink through the ink window that is striped. It's a classic amongst the classics, and that pen arrived on the market already in the early 50s.
Mm-hmm. So it's very classic. This for many people, this is considered like the grail pen.
Yeah, it's a holy
people.
grail, and it comes with a premium, of course. We've seen several prices increase over the last years. I'm not saying it's not worth it. I think for a pen that's above $1,000, you have lots of other options on the market. And if you want to stick to the brand, we could move on to product number 2.
Yes, because that's actually where I wanted to get going. Because this, for me, I respect the brand, I love the brand, but the 149, that's a 149?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
The 149 is it's huge, it's massive, but it's a bit boring to me, to be honest. And I like when I have some more artistic flair in my fountain pens.
Yeah, again, depending on your cultural background, some men don't want to have yellow gold trims and nibs. So here's another example from Montblanc. Is that the Geometry Solitaire Doué, whatever it's named, altogether I can't remember everything, but I like the way it looks. It's guilloché, lacquered, it's very modern, it's very happy and classic. You have a metal section, the body is quite heavy, and a very good quality nib that is solid gold, rhodium plated or palladium plated. And this is a way to get out of that Meisterstück line from the classic black and gold series to something more modern.
It's quite heavy as well.
It is heavy.
This one is a bit more like in your hands.
It is heavy, but it has a good grip, and as an everyday pen, why not?
Yes, it's really nice. Good to know. Some people who just want to get like their Meisterstück don't know that Montblanc has a very artistic range. They have a few, actually, to be honest, but we will focus on mainly one called the Writer's Edition.
The Writer's Edition, yeah. That is now discontinued, by the way.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken. So if you are willing to collect the Writer's Edition, it starts in '92 with the Hemingway that is orange and black. Then there's the Agatha Christie in '93, and so on and so forth. Pens from the '90s still had a very restrained kind of look. And in the mid-2000s till today, Montblanc came on the market with more exuberant pieces, possibly more decorated, more storytelling, of course. So what about yours? Because that pen belongs to you as well.
That pen, yes, absolutely. So this one is the Montblanc Robert Louis Stevenson. So quite famous for writing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Treasure Island. Yeah. And what I liked about this pen and why I decided to purchase it is that it's because like every single detail is connected to Robert Louis Stevenson. Yeah. So you have this quote over there that is actually his epitaph. Which is you have to read it into a mirror, of course, which reads under the wide and starry sky. You have like the X's on the body that is reminiscent of a treasure map, of course. Yeah. You have also like even the cap is reminiscent of a boat with the planks of the boat. Oh. You have like a compass.
Interesting. I would say that the color reminds me of bones. Okay. Because it's ivory.
Yes, maybe. And actually, the whole shape of the fountain pen is a spyglass.
Exactly.
And this is the kind of details that I love, and that's what made me decide to purchase this pen. It's a very reliable pen. It's very smooth.
And it's a great writer. Yeah. Yes, I tried it before, and I was blown away.
Yes, it's a good nib. It's a very good nib. Yes.
What I like is also the way these newest editions resonate with what has been made in the past. So you talked about the epitaph that's written in reverse, and you need a mirror to read through it. So there was another model called Leonardo da Vinci, and there was also a system with a mirror to see one part of the pen in the other way. Oh. So it kind of resonates year after year, And that's that kind of coherence that I like about these brands. Just like with Pelican or other brands, where you can project into the future, but still stay true to the initial designs or to the initial ideas.
So
a very good pen, and for once something that doesn't look like a Meisterstück.
Yes,
that's quite refreshing altogether.
Same kind of exuberance here, even if it's black. It's matte, so it does not have the shine of the Meisterstück. This one is Homer, writer's edition, and it's my favorite pen, to be honest. It's gorgeous. It has the same amount of attention to detail. The body of the pen is like actually shaped like a horse, so of course like a Trojan horse. The nib has Achilles helmet. I think it's Achilles helmet. On the top, you have like the spear, which is there. It is a piece of jewelry. To be honest, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's a very fair remark. So we came from the 80s and 90s with already quite exuberant designs, but still with a bit of restraint, to nowadays high jewelry pieces. Some are very much ornamented and would push you into the realm of 1 million and plus if you're wealthy enough to consider it. Then I suggest you go and get it. Why not?
But let's get out of the Mont Blanc, because like the world of fountain pens is wide.
It's wide, and travel the world to Japan again.
Yes, absolutely.
So Japan has been dominating the market in terms of writing instruments, not in terms of sales, and they don't need to promote them so much, but in terms of quality altogether, the sense of refinement, and really the whole execution of the lacquering to the way the nibs are prepared for the writers. So we selected for you only 2 models in that range. I think we should start with the Emperor, which is the biggest, largest pen on the market nowadays. Would you like to manipulate it?
So that's this one.
Yeah.
So I mean, the size is pretty impressive. Some of you who are not familiar with this kind of fountain pens can even be wondering, how are you supposed to write with that?
Yeah. Well, on a personal level, the first time I handled an Emperor, I was shocked, because before that I was very, very judgmental about its sheer size. And I always considered as a professional that pens are meant to be written with. And as a proof, you can look till the 60s, and most pens that have been produced are in smaller, or let's call that normal size. And then this arrives on the market, and it doesn't make any sense because it's so big, yet it's such a perfect pen to write with. It's all about balance, it's all about the haptics. The filling system as well is quite interesting, the distance to the paper and the way it writes. So for me, this is a pen that ticks all boxes, whether it's a short or long writing session. And it holds so much ink in it. And I can't think of any other brand at that price range that could provide a better product.
This cannot be overstated. It's really a pleasure to write with. I had the opportunity to dip the nib into ink and to write a few words with its brother, actually, because it comes also in red.
Yeah.
Very bright red.
Yeah. So we call that Rohiro black urushi. You have many layers of lacquer. Urushi is let's say sap from a tree that's collected, and all things that have to do with dishwares, whether it's chopsticks or bowls or anything, even temple doors. Lots of objects for every day were lacquered with that sap, either in China or in Japan or Southeast Asia. And it provides you with 2 important things. First, it's resistant to fungi, so mold will not grow on it, and that's why your chopsticks are lacquered. So it's It's disinfect if you want the
It's
whole
hygienic.
thing. Hygienic,
yes.
yep. And the second thing, when it dries out, when it polymerizes, the lacquer, that uroshi will reach a hardness on the most scale between 6 and 7. So it's very sturdy, although it looks very precious, and yes it is, because 1 liter of uroshi is very expensive. With the many layers, when it dries out and polymerizes, this becomes very sturdy, and it can take a few nicks and it will be fine, should be fine. I would suggest still to be very careful because it's a beautiful object and it has to survive you.
I have to admit that this is on my list, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it's a must-have. It's a holy grail and it comes with a budget, but
one day I will. This is really like I fell in love. I had it in my hand and I was like, okay, how much? I was bracing myself.
So the beauty of that pen, the base of the pen is ebonite, which is rubber that has been vulcanized, if you want. And we have its sibling here. This is a tiny bit smaller in size. It's equivalent to a 149, I think, if we compare them one next to the other. It's about the same size as a 149. And we call that model Yukari Royal. So the difference with the Emperor is that the body here is brass and lacquered. We took that model out because it's one of the most beautiful Yukari Royal that has been made, in my opinion, with excellent togidashi work, low relief with the stones at the bottom. It's a pavilion by night. And when you rotate the cap, then suddenly the moon appears behind the clouds.
That's gorgeous.
So it's super restrained. You have the waterfall coming from down the clip. And it's very poetic, and it's a perfect execution of that Kokokai school. As you may know, the artisans that are authorized to sign their work are considered as national living treasure. This is the translation from Kokokai. So not only in museums you would have the highest grade items, but these people are part of the culture in Japan and are regarded as also the best of the best.
Yeah, no disrespect to the other fountain pens, but this one is a piece of art.
It is a piece of art. It comes with a premium. It takes a lot of work to achieve one, and there are so many layers of lacquer and so many processes that are involved into the arts and crafts. And it's a statement on a desk. I would suggest to keep that kind of pen with you, either at work or in a pouch or just within reach.
Yeah, if I had one of those, I would never leave home with one of those because
it's so beautiful.
It is beautiful, absolutely. Speaking of the price range, so what is the price range for a 5-star general?
For a 5-star general, I think if you can allocate that kind of budget, you could start around $400 to $500 to sky is the limit. Before we move on to the supreme leader kind of range, I would say that range 5-star general ends around $2,000 to $3,000.
Okay, perfect. And you mentioned it, so we do have a couple of selections for the supreme leaders category.
Yes, sir. Two of them.
Yes, of course we will not be removing the gloves.
We got to keep the gloves.
We got to keep the gloves on. Yes,
I think we're gonna put masks.
Yeah, actually, face mask and the whole. Well, we don't need like a gown, but
No, I insist on the gloves because acidity from your perspiration might attack the trims. If not today, then tomorrow. And as these pens are for sale in my shop, it's for display only. No one has dipped them, and I want to preserve with the way they look, so that the next owner is happy and won't send a complaint to my company.
We are in the Supreme Leader category. So of course we have downsized our selection to only 2 items and, gorgeous items. Which one do you want to start with?
Tough call. My preference would go for the Mont Blanc. as we can then end up this video with the Namiki.
I think it's a good idea. Yes. So
what do we have? This is a very, very impressive pen in all regards. A limited edition, only 70 have been made worldwide, 18 karat white gold. You have different finishing on the metal, whether it's brushed, sandblasted, or high gloss polish. The cap top shows a mother of pearl inlaid Mont Blanc star. The rest is lacquered. On the top of the clip is the headstock of a guitar. And you're gonna ask me, why is the clip looking like a guitar? Well, this model was made to celebrate John Lennon's legacy, and the whole overlay are letters, and you can read through, and it says Imagine.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pen. Gorgeous, gorgeous finishes.
So for the hardcore collectors out there that like modern versions of Patron of the Arts or Writer's Editions, this is a pen. I'm not saying it's a must-have. Those skeletonized pens are not so easy to find on the market. This is obviously expensive because it took a lot of time to make. On the clip you have the first chord of the song, Imagine. A sapphire on the headstock. The nib shows the head of John Lennon, because when he was asked to sign autographs, instead of writing his name, he would make a self-portrait in that way. I love the gradient of blue with that demo skeletonized pen. So not only you get to see the level of your ink and the color of your ink, but the whole body, the whole crystal goes from medium blue to light blue. And it's a striking combination with the sapphire and the white gold.
It's a very tactile fountain pen as well, because you have like the letters, they stand out. Like literally they stand out. And you can, I mean, I'm someone who's very fidgety, and I would love just like to hold this and pass my fingers amongst the letters. It's really fantastic piece.
So it's an overlay that's put around the body and the cap of the pen. It's a cut out, and at the bottom you also see those black stripes that are mimicking piano keys. Yeah,
it's a fantastic piece.
Yeah, I think it's one of the important pens for the collectors out there. Still very modern. I think John Lennon and Beatles' legacy talk to most of us on this planet. It's hard not to like what they made in terms of music.
Anything you would like to add?
Well, price-wise, for that kind of pens, it's really a matter of availability on the market and who is the dealer selling that pen to you. And prices would vary quite a bit. Sometimes you just get lucky with auctions, but that is not the kind of pen you're going to find at every corner of the street. And I think it's best like this. So the potential buyers out there must expect a bit of volatility when it comes to prices. And I can't quite comment in terms of range. You could see it triple, quadruple of what we would consider bottom market price. And some people would buy these pens at those prices, which I'm totally fine with it, of course.
So if someone is interested, just drop him a message, and I'm sure he will get back in touch.
Happy to sell it to you. If you want it, if you need it, it's there, it's available.
Yeah. Fantastic. And so we have like this fight between Mont Blanc and Namiki. For the other category, and of course we have to reproduce like this kind of rivalry at the supreme leader range.
Well, Loic, apples and pears, really, when it comes to these products, I said it's a different galaxy for other ranges of products, and you should not compare too much. But there, it's not galaxies apart. It's
universe,
different dimension, possibly.
No,
yeah. So this is also part of the Namiki Emperor series. A very classic approach when it comes to shape, flat top and flat bottom. I like it a lot. There's no clip, so one gets to enjoy the work 360 all around. What I find most striking is has to do with what is displayed here. So you have goldfish swimming around, and you can really see through their caudal fins and the others that sense of translucency and the movement within the water. And if you had a doubt, are these alive or not? Well, it's very obvious they are swimming, because on top you have these concentric waves from
the surface of the water.
And at the bottom, as if that was not obvious enough, you have the rocks and the plants, right?
Nice.
So I think this is a very important pen for Namiki, the emperor that is, regardless of the finishing and what motif has been painted on. These are great writers. Here you can see the difference from the base emperor model that is black or vermilion red. The nib is two-tone gold and white gold or palladium plated with the mountain on it. And also the section has been sprinkled with gold flakes, possibly platinum and silver flakes as well, adding extra complexity when it comes to creating this masterpiece.
This is it's a beautiful pen. Size-wise, it's also a massive.
Yeah, it's emperor size.
Yes, it's emperor size. So it's quite similar to the other one that we show at the 5-star general range. Again, do not let this size fool you. It's a very pleasant pen to write.
It's light.
It's light.
Surprisingly light.
Surprisingly light. Yes.
You have also a feed. So for those that don't know about what feed means, it's that that part here, right underneath the nib. That black part, most of the time for entry level, is plastic, and for medium to high range, it's ebonite, sometimes lacquered, as in here. And you have slits that go through, so as to help the capillary action of the ink, so that the ink that's contained in the body can end up at the tip of the nib. That pen has a very interesting filling system. It has a valve. I don't know if you knew about that.
No.
Actually, there is a rod that goes until the very end of the pen, and we will see with D-rolls that here inside the section you have the end of the feed that is conical, right? It's concave, and that part receives the other part that's conical as well, but convex. So one enters into the other, and if you want a pen that writes a bit less dry, if you want a bit of better ink flow, you can always open here a little bit, and that is a micro regulation of the ink flow. And that is so smart, because not only this barrel holds so much ink, but you also have excellent control on the way the pen writes on the paper. You have a gasket, of course, here. This is to be filled with an eyedropper. There's no other filling system, but with a pipette and to put the drops of ink into the barrel. So when you're done, you just close it. It's tight, and what's so amazing is you don't see the joint.
I was going to comment on that.
It's flawless. It's
there
really
is absolutely no sign. I would not even, you just open it, I would not be able to tell where it is.
Yeah, very impressive.
That is fascinating.
And now I got to be very honest. I like this pen, but for me, if you ask me, because I'm a hardcore fan of vintage 1920, 1930 Namiki, Dunhill Namiki as well, I think I would prefer a pen with more restraint. I think this is great. It's in terms of execution, there's nothing better than that. Yet I feel that it's too much. In my understanding of perhaps, let's say, Asian culture, back then you would rather suggest that in that instance the fish are swimming. So you'd have a black background, and there's no doubt that those fish are swimming. You don't need the rocks, you don't need the plants, and you don't need those swirls on the top to tell the viewer or the user that this is what it is. So here, it's very self-explanatory, and I like it for what it is. And I should not compare so much to vintage. But when it comes to vintage, there is a reduction of the message that is conveyed from the artist to the public with such artwork. It is way more about the introspection, a piece that makes you think and imagine things rather than stating the obvious. And it doesn't matter which grade you go for. Namiki has commonly now, that's the agreement, 4 grades from A, B, C, and D. Grade A has the most phenomenal kind of pattern with mother of pearl, with gold flakes and raised takamaki finishing, to grade D that is very basic. And my heart goes for the basic patterns because I can picture myself all what's around it without this being displayed on the pen.
It's like a blank page.
Yeah, but it's like an iceberg, right? And it's a matter of taste, of course. We don't need to agree. We can respect each other with all these agreements. If you ask me which one would I choose today, of course, I would go for the Emperor. Not only for the writing quality, but also for that testimony of 100 years plus of writing culture in Asia. And we have so much to learn from these masters, and also in terms of metallurgy, how good those nibs are long term.
Yes. Every time I come to the shop, I drool over this particular one. It's also like on my list, but this is an investment that requires, at least for me, some planning. Hey, that's not something that I can just decide to pick up on the spot. But it's really something that every time that I stare at it, I discover it for the first time, like it was the first time I was watching it. It's really an absolute pleasure. It's a piece of art.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Yeah. Well, I hope that our viewers enjoyed those presentations.
I'm sure they did. Thank you so much for your time and for your selection.
It was great to host you, and certainly we could think of another way of entertaining the viewers out there. Perhaps with a part 2 with even more surprising pens, perhaps a bit more into the vintage category, which I'm more of a specialist about.
Why not? Thank you very much also for Marcelo to host this experiment, this demonstration. Where can we find you? What's your Instagram?
Touché. So for now, and for the last the last 15 years I've been in business, I said Instagram only or in the shop. That being said, I'm working with a dev team in Europe for that website to be ready for September. So for Instagram is watch.and.write. You can read about here down below. And for the website, things will be listed every now and then from September on, watchandwrite.com. Simple as that.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And maybe see you around for part 2 or another channel.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye.